What's another year, you may ask? However, this is not just any old year. This is 2024. This is the year where Ireland have, in their Eurosong, a more exciting entry than we've had in Eurosong for more than a decade, probably 2 decades. So what we'll do here is we'll run through all 6 of this year's selected Eurosongs, and we'll discuss each one and what their chances are, what the odds are, the complete lowdown, what the fan community is saying, etc, etc. And the way we'll reveal these is we'll reveal them from the one that we think is the worst, and then finish with the one we think is the best. And not necessarily the winner, but the one we think is the best, and the one we think will give us the best chance in Malmo in May. Okay, so let's kick it off. The first song, and what I consider the weakest one of the bunch, is a bit of a mad hybrid beast. It's the song called Tobann by Ailsha. Now, the song was written by Ailsha and her brother. She has a very rich musical pedigree in that her parents are accomplished musicians. Sean Davey wrote one of the best Irish songs ever written. She has a few reasonably good songs on YouTube. They're in a kind of catchy, melodic, slightly rocky, K-pop-ish kind of a style. Some of her best songs would be Fuckboy, Sleep and Sucker. The problems with Tobann: it's not like her other songs. So if she was an artist and she put out some musical output and this was like another one of her songs, then that would seem like a genuine, honest attempt to showcase her music at Eurovision. However, this song is in a different kind of a style. It has the tin whistle in it, which her other songs don't. And it also has a kind of shtick whereby she's using primary school Irish, and it's kind of humor in it. And but the problem with this song is it is gimmicky. It is written specifically for Eurovision. It's not her normal style. It's her doing something to try and win the Eurovision. And as we know, that is a one-way ticket to Eurovision failure if you are trying to be clever and trying to second guess what Europe is going to like. So the whole idea of being clever and putting in those Irish bits to try and show, oh look, this is the Irish entry to Eurovision. It even has a keychain at the end. So yeah, it's very much trying to be a Eurovision song, and for that reason, it would not be a good representative for Ireland at the Eurovision. So I'm hoping it does not get there, but we'll see what happens. The actual song itself is quite synthy at the start. There's a K-pop feel to it. Then it bursts into a Celtic rock section just after she says the words Tobann. There's some counting in it. There's clever stuff, but it's not right for Eurovision. Okay, so that's that one. Moving on. The next song on our list would be the rap song Judas by JyellowL. This song's quite good, but then again, 2024 is a strong year, so most of the songs are good. Even the song by Ailsha, which is my personal least favourite, that has plenty of fans in the Eurovision community, and I would consider it to be a stronger entry than the worst song last year, Hawaii by John Lydon, and also a stronger entry than the worst song in 2022 selection, which was called That's Rich, I believe, by Brooke Scullion. Anyhow, JyellowL, Judas. So this one was written by the man himself, JyellowL, Jean-Luc. I think it's Blanchardstown that he grew up in, having originally come from Nigeria. I think he lived there till he was 14 or something. It's written by himself and also Gavin James, who's a good name to have involved with the contest. A few fun facts about him is that he went to the same school as Jedward before going on to UCD. This song here, it's very chilled, plenty of space in production. It's not too cluttered, and it's a nice song. It has a kind of rotating circular piano riff going through it, which goes kind of like La photo, la photo, la photo. Going throughout it. Yeah, it's a reasonable effort. I do like it quite well, but I just prefer the other four that are to come to it. I think that it is chilled and nice, but it just doesn't have enough to stand out in the Eurovision. I think on a Eurovision stage, people might like it, but very few people would vote for it. It's one of those kind of songs where you need a reason to pick up your phone, and this song doesn't give you one, even though it is pleasant. So for that reason, I would not like to see it get the ticket to Malmo, but I don't think it will either. It features Tosheen on vocals, and she does the chorus part is sung and the verses are rapped, and it's a decent effort, but I can't see it going anywhere fast. Next in line for us is Next in Line with their song Love Like Us. Now this one here, this is Louis Walsh's latest boy band that he's put together. So they're mostly, it's kind of a Dublin sort of an effort. They're mostly from Dublin, Leinster, Meath, Carlow, Navan, and there were 2,000 auditionees, and this is the final 5. They've gone through a rigorous process, so they must be fairly good vocalists to have beaten off that much competition. There's a video of them singing at the Late Late Show, and yeah, they're good, they're solid. Now the song, it was originally credited to have been written by Bill Maybury from Cork, who has written for Keen the Crow, and also Joe Rubel from England, but I think that was an error. I think Joe Rubel only produced the track, and it was written just purely by Bill Maybury. And I think this is a great song. It's very nice. The start of the song is reminiscent of the song Cold by the Coronas. The exact same kind of piano backing. They have the woohoo harmonies coming in. The chorus, though, is a bit more upbeat, and it could be compared to I've Been Waiting for This Night from Lithuania 2016, Donny Montel. It's very similar kind of melody structure to that. But it is typical boy band fare, and I think most people would see that as being dated. It's comparable to the UK 2016 entry You're Not Alone from Joe and Jake, and that didn't do particularly well. I think this would be similar. It wouldn't get to the final. So that's that one. Now into YouTube Ireland's top 3 for Eurosong 2024. In third place, we would have Erica-Cody, Love Me Like I Do. Now this one, she was quite proud that all the writers of this song are from here. So it's a guaranteed Irish entry. We have Amy Fitzpatrick, Erica-Cody, Kennedy Smith, the singer herself, Ruth Ann Cunningham, and Richard McCourt are the co-writers of this song. It was written in a songwriting camp. And she had Eurovision in mind for a while. It's something she didn't think about for a while. Now finally they think they have the right song and the time is right to do it. Now this song, she does claim that it wasn't written specifically for Eurovision, but I wonder about that, because it has that typical kind of Eurovision-y sound that would have been, you'd hear a lot of songs like this in, say, mid-2000s Melody Festival. It's that kind of a song, that kind of a schlagery style, and also it contains the key change, of course. You gotta make a Eurovision song, put in a key change from all the cliches. It's kind of 80s tinged, tuneful synth pop. It's reminiscent, if you're thinking Eurosong, think Rachel Good's Eurosong entry from 2022. It's a very, very similar song to that. Now, what I don't like about this song, even though it's my third favourite and it's a good song, again, like with Ailsha, this is a departure from this artist's normal sound. Normally she does very much a solely R&B kind of song, but this is much more poppy, and even her vocal style is different in this song than her usual songs. I hate when singers do that. It's like, if you're going to bring a song to Eurovision, and if you're known for a certain thing, bring the thing you do and see how it gets on at the contest. That's how it's supposed to work. Don't try and second guess what's going to get votes, because you're usually going to guess wrong. Just don't do that. Just bring your own thing and see how it goes. Same problem with Wild Youth last year. Is they brought a song that was very different from their usual style, and that was co-written with some Eurovision person from Sweden. It's like, don't do that. Just bring your own song. So that would be my criticism of the Erica-Cody song. However, decent song. She does throw in a few gimmicky lines of Irish in the bridge because, whatever gets the votes. So, yeah. Anyway, it's the kind of song that it's good, but you wouldn't really see it outside of a Eurovision setting, Now, into the top 2. In second place, I would have the song from Isabella, Kearney, Nurse, Let Me Be the Fire. Now, this one's a strange one because it's like an international entry. It doesn't really have much of a connection to Ireland at all. Like, you have Isabella herself. Like, she visited Ireland and she lived here for like 5 years when she was a kid, and then came back over when she was 18, and she's been going to and from Ireland and Australia. She's been between Ireland and Australia for most of her life, but mostly Australia. She was born there and she lived most of her life there, and she's living in Nashville now. And this song was written in Nashville with some very complex songwriters. So there's Megan Richmond from America, there's Isabella herself from Australia, and then 2 Danish men as well helped in the writing of that. The song itself is really catchy. It's a great earworm. It has a good melody. And if it was picked for us, it would be a reasonable choice, a solid entry. It might qualify from the semi, but it wouldn't be guaranteed. It is, again, a little bit like Erica-Cody's song. It has that kind of Eurovision formula in it. It's like the kind of song you'd hear in the Melody Festival. Now, where Erica-Cody's one was something you'd expect from the Melody Festival in the 2000s, this song is more like the kind of song you would hear in the Melody Festival in the 2010s. Late 2010s, I'd say. Isabella has submitted songs for Australia to the sides in the past, so she has experience with Eurovision writing. Right, that brings us to the best song we've sent in decades, assuming we're smart enough to send it, and that is Doomsday Blue by Bambie Thug. Now, this one, what do we say about this? Well, first of all, the artist herself, her name is Linnea Lagerkvist, and she grew up in Macroom in Cork and was in plenty of school musicals and so on. But she moved when she was a teenager, an older teenager. She moved to London to study musical theatre and then started a musical career there. She's recently back in Cork, but she's made loads of connections over in London, and that's who she co-wrote the song with. So it's herself and another alternative artist named Cassiette, Sam Matlock from Wargasm, and Tyler Ryder. So people who are very good at this kind of music all chipped in the writing of this song. Cassiette herself does backing vocals on the song, and this genre of music, it's kind of like an alternative rocky kind of, but there's plenty of different genres thrown in there as well. She describes her music as Ouija pop because she likes the occult and witchcraft, and that Ouija pop thing, you can really understand what she means by that when you hear the song, because it does feel occult tinged. The spoken and shouted bits are delivered with precisely the right tone, and this is something that contrasts with Ailsha's song, where just the spoken bits in that don't quite hit home quite like the ones in this song do. They're delivered with precisely the right tone. It's an artist who has really put thought into every aspect of the song, well crafted, witchcrafted if you like. It starts off with this kind of alternative sound. There's an angry, thrashy verse section, which then dissolves into a jazzy, chilled chorus with hints of spellcasting and hints of dissonance. Then it has an even sparser, after doing that twice, it has an even sparser middle 8 section, haunting and unsettling. Also, all the verses are different from one another. It doesn't repeat very much. And then, what I love about this is she has the good sense at the end not to revisit the chorus again. So instead, after the middle 8, although there are lines that kind of hark back to the chorus material, it instead descends into a hellish, noisy chaos, which is how it ends. It's really good. Now, the thing about this is Bambie Thug has plenty of songs online, and this fits right in. She's not doing this for Eurovision. This is something that she would have made anyway, whether the Eurovision existed or not. This is something she would release anyway, and it's like it's not like she's giving us her B material. This is her A material. This is like a top quality Bambie Thug song in the style that she normally does. So yeah, we having been offered up this pearl, we really should choose it, because she's the kind of artist as well who will deliver an epic stage show. So what I'm hoping is on the Late Late Show that it does come across well, that her performance sells the song well enough that it gets the votes that it deserves. Now what's weird about it is, even though it does mix genres and it's so disjointed in that no verse is the same, as any other verse, they keep changing all the time, and there's very little consistency in the song, it still gels. It gels as a completed work. So it would be a great song for us to send. It was a definite qualifier, and with the right staging, it could qualify for a top 10 position in the final. Right, so that's what we think, but what do the bookies think? Well, the top 3 songs right now across the bookies consensus are, in third place, our favourite Bambie Thug, with odds of around about 4-1 in general. Second place is the other noisy, chaotic song, which is Tobann by Ailsha. And that one you get around about 3.5-1. But the hot favourite with the bookies, red hot favourite, you're not going to get any better than 2-1 on this, is Erica-Cody, Love Me Like I Do, which is surprising. I really can't see that happening. I think the bookies have this wrong. I think Erica-Cody is not winning this. Now, the fans, on the other hand, the Eurovision fans, there's a few polls online, the most popular one being the Eurovision World poll that has thousands upon thousands of votes, and this is how that looks right now. So they have in 6th place JyellowL with 2% of the vote. In 5th place, next in line, Love Like Us with 4% of the vote. In 4th place, Isabella Kearney, Let Me Be the Fire with 6% of the vote. Then top 3, Erica-Cody, 17%. Bambie Thug, 23%. But their winner right now, with 48% of the overall vote, is Tobann by Ailsha. Right. And there seems to be quite a lot of momentum behind Tobann by Ailsha. I think the whole cleverness, just how clever that song is. And I think the media in Ireland have latched onto that with great gusto. They think it's a wonderful thing to send to Eurovision, and it would be really fresh and innovative and clever. But the problem is, we don't learn from our mistakes. This is exactly the same kind of attitude that was there when we picked Dustin. And this is, even though it's not as stupid as that song, it's the same kind of thing. It's us trying something different and trying to be clever and funny. And the problem is, if that was done in such a way where, if that's a song that Ailsha would have done if the Eurovision didn't exist, maybe, but that's not the case. I think that Tobann will fail for the same reasons that Dustin failed, that it just will come across as gimmickry and made for Eurovision. So I'm hoping they don't send that. I'm hoping with the good sense to send Bambie Thug. Who knows? We shall see. Fingers crossed for Friday, we could have our best entry in decades. Now, prediction. If you wanted to put a bet on, I have a sinking feeling that there is a huge train of momentum behind Tobann right now. And I think that if Ailsha performs that well, it's going to win Eurosong. That's my feeling on it. But it really does depend on performance. I think there's a fair chance that the right song will win, and we will be sending The Witch to Sweden. On that note, I bid you adieu. In the words of Ailsha, Slán.